Dear students, this is Ganavi. I'm going to discuss about material requirement planning, chapter number 6 of production and operation management. The learning contents meaning of material requirement planning, objectives, MRP structure, benefits and disadvantages. Material requirement planning is very much essential. Material is one of the 5 M's of an industry organization. Material as an input in the production system. So material is a part of any operation management and material has to be managed. So material requirement planning is very much necessary to avoid over ordering, unwanted expenses, to reduce the capital lockup in excess, to meet the customer requirements, to reduce the inventory cost, etc. Now, what is material requirement planning? Material requirement planning is computer based information system because nowadays we have a lot of advances in computers technology. Since computer can do much faster, computer can avoid errors. So material requirement planning is a computer-based information system that translates the master schedule requirement for end items into time-phased requirements for sub-assemblies, components and raw materials. So it starts look at the end products and breaks into smaller one. Like for example, if you take a car as an end product and its other parts like engines, the tires, and within the engines there are many parts. So material requirement planning goes into in detail of all those. So now all those. So in short, material requirement planning refers to the basic calculations used to determine so total how much many components are required for end item requirements. So now one has to look at what is the nature of demand which company try to meet. So here we have two types of demand: independent demand and dependent demand. What is independent demand? Independent demand name suggests that it is like, for example, demand forecast for a car is 1000. It is based on the demand forecasting for next 1 year. So they have to make 1000 cars in a year. So it is the independent demand. Now, what is dependent demand? Dependent demand is always depend upon the independent demand. For example, uh, if it is the 1000 is the car required to make for next 1 year, for each car requires 4 tires. So the 4 tires, that is 1000 cars into 4, so 4000 tires required for a year. So independent demand depend upon the market conditions and also depend upon the customer requirement. So independent demand is uncertain because it is depend upon the market condition, and dependent demand is certain because it depends upon the independent demand. So how much the component parts is required is decided depend upon the independent demand. Now, let us discuss what are the objectives of material requirement planning. The primary objectives of material requirement planning is to make sure that materials and components are available when needed in the production process, and that manufacturing takes place on schedules, improves the customer services, reduce inventory cost, improve the operating efficiency, etc. Now we'll discuss one by one the objectives of material requirement planning. First one is inventory reductions, to reduce the inventory cost by reducing the inventory levels. So material requirement planning determines how many components are required, when required, what quantities is required to meet the master schedules. The second objective is to reduction in the manufacturing and delivery lead times. Now, what is lead time? Lead time is nothing but it is the amount of time that passes from the start of a process until its conclusion. For example, the lead time between the placement of an order and delivery of a new cars by a given manufacturing might be between 2 weeks and 6 months. So material requirement planning identifies the materials and components, quantities required, timings, the availability, procurement, action required to meet the delivery deadlines, etc. So material requirement helps to avoid delay in productions and ultimately to meet the requirement of the customers. The second objective is to realistic delivery commitments, to improve the customer services by meeting the delivery schedules as promised and shortening the delivery lead time. The next objectives of material requirement planning is to increase the efficiency, to improve the plant operating efficiency by better use of productive resources, coordination among various work centers, and also helps in achieving uninterrupted flow of materials through production line. So these are the objectives of material requirement planning. Now, coming to the overview of material requirement planning. So material requirement planning computer program is the center, that is MRP process, and MRP inputs and MRP outputs. So MRP inputs includes master schedule, bill of materials, and inventory records. Material requirement output includes primary reports and secondary reports. First, let us discuss the three main components in the material requirement planning inputs. First, master production schedules tells how much finished product needed and when it is needed, what quantity is needed, so when customer need these items. The next is bill of materials, goes in detail how many parts required. So a bill of materials is nothing but a list of indicating the quantity of all the raw materials, spare parts, component parts, so that go into on end products. The next is inventory records. Inventory record is also critical input that tell us what is already available. For example, the total materials required is 100 but already available is 80 items. So very important information input required. So this record is very important to take up a decisions whether to order, how much to order, and what is already available. Now we'll discuss these three inputs in detail. First one, master schedule. The master schedule, it states which end items are to be produced, when these are needed, and in what quantities. This answers the questions: which item to be produced, when to be produced, what quantities. So these three questions to be answered. So it also looked at the cumulative lead time, the sum of the lead times that sequential phases of a process required from the ordering of a parts of raw materials to the completion of final assembly. Again, it depends upon the process. So for example, in the next slide we have a planning horizon. The planning horizon, we have a process. First process is procurement, second is fabrication, third is sub-assembly, fourth is assembly. So let us say, so procurement takes 2 weeks, fabrication takes 3 weeks, sub-assembly takes 2 weeks, and assembly takes 2 weeks. So cumulative lead time will be 9 weeks. Adding all the total weeks, procurement 2 plus fabrication 3 plus sub-assembly 2 plus assembly 2. So total is 9 weeks. So this is planning horizon. Next we'll move on to the bill of materials. So as I already told, bill of material is a list of all the raw materials, parts, sub-assemblies and assemblies needed to produce one unit of a product. Please students, please note here, it is bill of materials is looking into one unit or one product. What is the total raw material required to raw materials or a parts or a sub-assemblies required to produce one product. So this is details about one product. For example, one chair is required, what all the different parts. So we have the concept called as product structure tree. It is a visual depictions of the requirement in a bill of materials where all the components are listed by the levels. And next is low level coding, restructuring the bill of materials so that multiple occurrence of components all coincide with the lowest level at which the component occurs. So this low level coding is a technique used to make the things simple. So next we'll explain this concept with the example. For example, to assembly the no fine assembly the chair, the product structure tree, finished chair. Product structure tree, this has a finished chair break up into three major parts. One is front legs, second seat, third is back supports. So next we have a product structure tree here. The chair broken into leg assembly, seat, back assembly. And so using this one can see here we have legs 2, side rails required is 2 to manufacture a one chair, back support required 3 to manufacture a chair. So using this one can easily calculate, if suppose the demand is 1000 for a chair for a year, how many legs needed. Here for one chair the legs needed is 2, so if it is to make manufacture of 1000 per year, so 1000 into 2. So this is how uh, the bill of materials is used. So the next one of the one of the important input of material requirement planning is the reports. Reports includes primary reports and the secondary reports. Now let us discuss MRP primary reports. Primary reports include we have a planned orders. Planned order is a schedules indicating the amount and time of future orders. So whatever has come from the customers. So order releases, authorization for the execution of planned orders. This is after planned order, somebody has to be executed the order. For example, purchase order placed third week of May. When third week comes, somebody has to place an order to suppliers. So next is changes. Any revisions of due dates or order quantities or cancellation of order, so to be recorded. So that is about the material requirement planning primary reports. Next is material requirement planning for secondary reports. It includes performance control reports. So it is a control report to understand what is going on, how to control, and it measures the deviation from the plans. And next is planning reports. Planning report is useful for forecasting the the inventory, like how much will be needed. So next is exception reports. Exception report is basically late or overdue, those kind of orders are to be addressed here. So in the exception reports. So next, this is a MRP system which we already discussed. So here input includes master production schedule, inventory status file is nothing but inventory records, primary and secondary records. Next is bill of materials. So this is, and the output would be order release requirement, order rescheduling, and plan orders future. This is MRP system. Next, what are the benefits of material requirement planning? So now let us discuss what are the benefits one by one. First is the inventory. So inventory reduces the material requirement planning reduces in process inventory. We need to keep more inventory when we do not have right information at the right time. So like which components are needed. So placing an order so it reaches on time, keeping keeping the lead time, keeping in mind the lead time. So make sure everything working properly. So it reduces the in process inventory. And so material requirement planning will reduces the inventory investments independent dependent demand items, improving the operational efficiencies, and it also helps in reducing the inventory level so that it reduces the inventory cost. Next one is purchases. So it helps in generating the purchase order, and in case of any changes, reschedule the notice. So also reschedule notice are also generated. Next is a planning, engineering and schedules. My material requirement plans, orders for purchasing and shop scheduling for quantity of items that must be available in each time period to produce the end items. So next is a production. So can improve the flow of the MRP, can improve the flow of work, reducing delays. So next is a sales. So MRP system improves the company ability to react to the changes in the customer orders or improve the customer services and reduction in the delay lead time. So these are the benefits of material requirement planning. The next will move on to the disadvantages of material requirement planning. Even though material requirement system has many advantages, there are some problems with the MRP system which make them fail in many firms. So we'll see first one, lack of top management commitment. So MRP must be accepted by the top level management as a planning tool with specific references to profit results. So all executives concerned with the implementation of MRP system, so they must be educated. So next one is MRP is too rigid because so MRP develops a schedule. It is quite difficult to deviate from the schedules. Next, the issue of MRP can be made to function just with a just in time production styles. So these are the disadvantages of MRP. So, dear students, you can refer William J. Stephenson, Ashwathappa, and Sridhar Bhatt, and Anil Kumar. Thank you.